Hi, welcome back to another episode of Your Money Mindset, guiding you to achieve lasting financial freedom and peace of mind. Out here on my morning ritual walk, and it's just another beautiful morning here in Auburn, California. Just the perfect climate right now. Just love this time of year. You know, I just got an email this morning from a friend of mine notifying me that one of the individuals in my book had passed away. Probably one of the more powerful stories I wrote about, and I want to share with you this story because I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned, especially today, given what's going on. So just a little background. This individual was a very high-level executive with a very famous hotel chain, a worldwide hotel empire, actually. And at the time, he was making close to about $500,000 a year. He was expecting a very large pension. When he retired, he had a 401k plan, a lot of assets in the 401k, and then they had quite a bit of savings. And then also, they had a tremendous amount of employee stock options, basically stock of the company that he worked for. And when they came to me, we did the financial plan, and I started managing their money, and I put together a balanced portfolio. We didn't need to take an unnecessary risk for them, and there are a lot of other factors why we put the portfolio the way we did. And it was a really kind of a steady Eddie type portfolio. And this was during the dot-com era. And if you recall the dot-com era, any company with a .com at the end basically exploded in stock price, despite the fact that there was no profits, even no revenue. These stocks just took off, and there's no rhyme or reason. His wife grew agitated because she kept reading in the newspaper all these people that were making a ton of money in these .com stocks, and we toiled and debated over and over again that this thing was just a bubble ready to burst. And if you looked at under the hood in a lot of these companies, it was just obvious that these were just being propped up artificially. And it didn't matter. She wanted to get in, and she wanted to chase these hot stocks and get into the game. Well, in the end, what happened was I wasn't going to budge. I wasn't going to buy those stocks for her. And she decided to move the accounts elsewhere. They ended up self-managing their accounts and investing a significant amount of money in these .com stocks, and we all know what happened. In the end, when the .com era burst, they lost a fortune. The next thing that happened was 9/11, and if you recall, 9/11 was the terrorist attack on New York and basically shut down our economy and shut down the hotel and travel industry, and his company took a massive hit, and sadly he lost his job as a result of this tragic situation. Not only did he lose his job, he lost his pension. It was one of the largest pension defaults in U.S. history. You can only imagine what happened to those employee stock options that he owned. Those were now worthless. And then of course his 401k took a hit. So in a matter of just a few months, not only did they lose all their savings in the .com bust that they invested in, they lost their stock options, they lost their pension, they lost their job, and they basically saw their 401k cut in half. It was a tragic situation that it sticks with me today, because I remember having coffee with him afterwards and just seeing he was a shell of a man that he once was, this big time leader in the community, in his company, and it just destroyed his life and his wife's life, and now to hear that he passed away penniless is just a tragic ending to what could have been an amazing life with he and his wife and his family and grandchildren, and he could have left a massive legacy to a lot of people. And I share this with you because I think you can understand there's some serious lessons here in this. First of all, on the .com, chasing these stocks just because they look hot at the time, that's always a fool's errand, and something that you should never ever do unless you really know what you're doing. Just chasing what you know, these I hear this all the time, John. I found this stock. What do you think? I want to put it. It's going to take off, and I'll tell you, 10 out of 10 times it just doesn't happen. But I think so that's one lesson. But I think the bigger lesson here that I wanted to really talk to you about, especially today with what's going on, not only with COVID but just in general, is putting all your faith, all your eggs into your company, thinking that your company is going to take care of you for the rest of your life. And too many people are just totally 100% reliant on their paycheck and on their pension in order to sustain their lifestyle and their retirement. And it's just a dangerous, dangerous thing to do. And we all have seen now, given everything that's gone on from 9/11 and now the COVID virus, what can happen to your situation, what can happen to your company, and then obviously to your income. And so I want you to start reflecting on something that you can do now or soon to generate revenue on your own. And because, who knows how long this COVID crisis is going to last, right? And then who knows when the next COVID-like virus is going to come across and then shut the economy down again. I think it's going to happen again. In fact, even the next flu virus, people are going to panic, and it's going to cause all kinds of chaos once again. So, and then also think about the artificial intelligence that's happening. I mean, the rapid rise of technology, and that's how that's changing our lives. I mean, you look at some of these predictions on what artificial intelligence is going to do to the employment industry. I mean, it's going to eradicate millions of jobs. I mean, you may wake up and realize that your job is now obsolete and you're not needed anymore. And therefore, you're going to have to completely shift gears and find an entirely new industry, a new career, and you could be 60 years old when this happens, and it might be just too late. This is all about thinking of new ways, new opportunities to generate revenue on your own, creating passive income or active income, whatever that may be. And there are millions of ways to do that. And I'm not going to recommend one over the other. There are all kinds of great ways to do them. But again, it is important that you start thinking like as an entrepreneur and not as an employee, because things could rapidly change very, very quickly. A lot of resources out there, YouTube, podcasts, books, a lot of events, live events, webinars that you can participate in to start thinking of what that opportunity is or what that endeavor could be to generate additional revenue for the situation of what if may happen or occur in the future. So with that, I hope that was eye-opening. I hope that makes you think a little bit, and I hope you take that next step to identifying new things that you could be doing for yourself and your family. I hope that was helpful. Again, I've got a lot of free resources on my website that you can use immediately to start that journey to financial freedom and peace of mind. So with that, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and please leave a comment. Would love to hear from you. Take care. Upward and onward.